We now go to our interactive round of questions that were submitted and voted on by the users at Politico.com. Jim Vandehei will read these questions to the candidates now, who will have 30 seconds to respond. And if a rebuttal is necessary, that will also be 30 seconds.
Thanks, Chris. Senator McCain, Sarah from Arlington, Virginia wants to know if you would be comfortable with Tom Tancredo, a staunch opponent of illegal immigration, as head of the Immigration Naturalization Service.
What would Tom Tancredo like to know?
In a word, no.
Governor Romney, Daniel Duchovny from Walnut Creek, California wants to know, what do you dislike most about America?
Gosh, I love America. I'm afraid I'm going to be at a loss for words, because America for me is not just our rolling mountains and hills and streams and great cities. It's the American people. And the American people are the greatest people in the world. What makes America the greatest nation in the world is the heart of the American people.
Starting with you, Governor, would the day that Roe v. Wade is repealed be a good day for America?
Absolutely.
Senator.
Be a glorious day of human liberty and freedom.
Governor.
Yes, it was wrongly decided.
Governor.
Most certainly.
Congressman.
Yes.
Yes. Governor. Senator.
Yes.
Repeal. Mayor.
It'd be okay.
Okay to repeal?
It would be okay to repeal. It would be okay also if a strict constructionist judge viewed it as precedent, and I think a judge has to make that.
Would it be okay if they didn't repeal it?
I think the court has to make that decision, and then the country can deal with it. We're a federalist system of government, and states can make their own decisions.
Congressman.
After 40 million dead because we have aborted them in this country, I say that that would be the greatest day in this country's history when that is, in fact, overturned.
Governor Romney, what do you say to Roman Catholic bishops who would deny communion to elected officials who support abortion rights?
I don't say anything to Roman Catholic bishops. They can do whatever the heck they want. Roman Catholic bishops are in a private institution, a religion, and they can do whatever they want in a religion. America doesn't.
Do you see that as interference in public life?
Well, I can't imagine a government telling a church who can have communion in their church. I can't imagine. We have a separation of church and state. It's served us well in this country.
Okay.
This is a nation, after all, that wants a leader that's a person of faith, but we don't choose our leader based on which church they go to. This is a nation which also comes together. We unite over faith and over the right of people to worship as they choose. The people we're fighting, they're the ones who divide over faith and decide matters of this nature in the public forum. This is a place where we celebrate different religions and different faiths.
Thank you, Governor.
Congressman Paul, Carrie from Connecticut asks, do you trust the mainstream media?
Some of them. But I trust the internet a lot more. And I trust the freedom of expression, and that's why we should never interfere with the internet. That's why I've never voted to regulate the internet, even when there's the temptation to put bad things on the internet. Regulation of bad and good on the internet should be done differently. But no, there's every reason to believe that we have enough freedom in this country to have freedom of expression, and that's what is important. And whether or not we trust the mainstream or not, I think you pick and choose. There are some friends and some aren't so friendly.
Thank you, Doctor. It's time. Okay, let me go to a question that's more ephemeral, and it is passing, and it will be decided in the next several months. We'll go down the line again. This isn't as much fun as cutting taxes. Do you think Scooter Libby should be pardoned, Governor? Does anybody want to pardon him? I want to save time here. Does any gentleman want to raise his hand and say pardon him?
Yeah.
Okay, Congressman Tancredo wants to pardon him.
I'd say pardon him, but right after or before you pardon Ramos and Compiègne, two people who are presently serving in prison time for actually doing their job on the border.
Would it be good for America to have Bill Clinton back living in the White House?
You have got to be kidding.
No, I'm not. His wife's running. Have you heard?
The only thing I can think of to be as bad as that would be to have the gang of three running the war on terror: Pelosi, Reid, and Hillary Clinton. So I have to be honest with you. I think it'd be an awful thing.
Senator Brownback.
For a lot of reasons.
I think it'd be bad because it would mean that Hillary Clinton would be elected, not because of who she is, but because of the policies that she stands for, of raising taxes, of not standing up for life or marriage. I mean, those are what would be bad.
Governor
for the
Bill Clinton back in the White House.
You know, no, because that would mean that Hillary Clinton would be president of the United States. And where you have been is where you're going to go. And Hillary Clinton tried to socialize medicine in this country. A very bad idea. You need to keep that in the private sector. And yet she said in the only...
we have a Razorback ready to talk to you. Razorback from Arkansas. Should the Clintons come back to the White House, especially Big Bill?
No one on this stage probably knows Hillary Clinton better than I do, and I will tell you that it's probably not a good idea to have either of them in the White House.
Congressman, Bill Clinton back home.
Bill Clinton cut the U.S. Army by almost 50% in this war against terror. He's a wrong guy to have in there. And incidentally, on the Schiavo case, Ronald Reagan said on the question of life, when there's a question, err on the side of life. I think Congress did the right thing.
Governor, should Bill Clinton be back in the White House? It's good for America. I mean, it is a possibility here.
A bad possibility. No national ID, and the Terry Schiavo case should be left up to the states. And Bill Clinton should not be in the White House. And we certainly should not elect any Democrat to the White House. One of us here should be
Good cleanup hitting there. Senator.
No, because it obviously would mean that Senator Clinton is the President of the United States, and we don't want that. Most importantly, it would mean that the appointment of Supreme Court justices and other judges would take a very sharp turn to the left. One of our greatest problems in America today is justices that legislate from the bench, activist judges. I'm proud that we have Justice Alito and Roberts on the United States Supreme Court. I'm very proud to have played a very small role in making that happen.
I am known for sticking to principle and not flip-flopping. I voted to impeach him, so hardly do I want to back in the White House.
Mayor Giuliani.
It would mean that we were back on defense against terrorism, given Senator Clinton's recent positions. And the reality is, in the 1990s, we were on defense in dealing with Islamic fundamentalist terrorism. When you had this debate last week and all the Democrats were up here, I never remember the words Islamic fundamentalist terrorism being spoken by any of them. I heard it a lot tonight.
Mr. Tancredo, last thought?
I know that he is presently measuring the drapes over in the Oval Office, but no, it's a lousy idea.
You really think he's measuring the drapes? Huh? Let me